I need to hit 100 platinums by the end of the year, and if I fail, we'll have to delete my PlayStation account forever, losing all of my saves, memories, and of course the 84 platinum trophies I already own. And with just a little over 2 months left, I'm starting to get worried as time is running out fast. So because of that, I'll be going for 3 platinums in a single video for the first time ever on this channel. And we'll be taking on the best Spider-Man games ever made on the hardest difficulties they have to offer, including Spider-Man Remastered and all of its DLC, Spider-Man Miles Morales, and Spider-Man 2 for a grand total of 172 trophies. Sadly though, this grind would end up pushing me to my absolute limit, causing me to lose my mind so bad you would think I became Venom. Kicking things off with Marvel's Spider-Man Remastered, we're quickly introduced to Peter Parker and suit up to go take down Kingpin in the first boss fight of the game, getting it done with ease and securing our very first trophy. Knocking down Kingpin, first trophy, let's go, dude. We then headed to the lab where we were introduced to Peter Parker's mentor, Otto Octavius, who was currently working on a new prosthetic that would change the world. But after numerous failures and the city breathing down his neck, it was clear he was under an immense amount of pressure that would end up changing him later in the story. Until then, I started chipping away at the lab puzzles here, which would help us get a trophy later, before going back outside and working on a few side missions, where after fighting a group of enemies, unlocked our next trophy, Spider Sensible, for performing 10 perfect dodges. I then headed down to Feast, where we would meet the owner Martin Lee, someone that would be a major player in the story to come, and of course, Aunt May, who was celebrating her 5-year anniversary there. Following that, we went to go investigate a disturbance nearby, where we would be introduced to the demons, before running into MJ, Peter's former girlfriend, and the bane of my existence throughout this entire trilogy. And that's because of all the painfully boring stealth missions you have to do as her, including this first one here where I had to stare at paintings for a few minutes. We then took out the remaining demons and grabbed one of their masks, later bringing it to Martin Lee, who started acting really suspicious all of a sudden.
Peter, listen. That mask, it could be connected to dangerous people. Mary Jane might want to find a different story.
Do you think she's in trouble?
I don't know. Why take the risk?
Thinking nothing of it at the time, we headed back out to the lab where Otto got shut down completely out of spite by his former friend and now mayor Norman Osborn, which would set him on a path of revenge that there was no coming back from. In the meantime, he sent us on our way while he figured things out, and moments later we would get a call from Yuri about an ongoing bank robbery. So we went straight there and took out Shocker for the last time, earning the trophy Shock and Awe after mopping up the floor with him. Later exploring New York a bit more and grabbing another 2 trophies randomly for traversing across the city rooftops and completing a level 1 traversal benchmark. Let's go, baby! Then after finding the first of many Black Cat collectibles, I got the trophy Cats Out the Bag. Later, we would continue the story as Norman Osborn gives a speech honoring Officer Davis. And it's here the demon's plan was set into motion. From there, we would take control as Officer Davis's son, Miles Morales, who after saving his mom's life, wouldn't get so lucky with his dad, finding him dead on the floor soon after, as we also learned here that Martin Lee was the leader of the demons all along. A week later, we would attend Officer Davis's funeral and unlock our next story trophy of the game, before venturing out again to do a few more side activities, unlocking the trophies and stay down for completing a level 1 combat benchmark, followed by amazing coverage for activating all surveillance towers. We then picked up the story again, where after clearing out a bunch of demons, got introduced to a private security group led by none other than Silver Sable. After that rough introduction, I took a break from the story and just started map clearing a bit, while unlocking a ton of trophies along the way, including Born to Ride for riding the subway 5 times, Lost and Found for finding 5 backpacks, and Arachnophobia for performing 75 stealth takedowns, before finding the first Taskmaster challenge, which would prove to be some of the more difficult activities in this platinum run. The bomb challenge I did here first wasn't so bad though, and I quickly got the trophy Short Fuse for achieving spectacular or better, and after giving it another shot and getting the ultimate score, also got the trophy Master's Education. Hell yeah! I then went on to do a few more, and after finishing a drone challenge next, which required me to follow a drone as fast as I could while swinging through its orbs, got the trophy Spy Hunter, followed quickly by the trophy Fists of Fury for getting spectacular or better on a combat challenge. Later, I headed back to the lab and wrapped up all the puzzles there, which got me the trophy, a bit of a fixer-upper. Heading to one of Fisk's hideouts after and unlocking the trophy Ace the Base for completing all the objectives there. I then started knocking out all the side missions too, grabbing another trophy here after taking out Tombstone in a very long boss fight. Tombstone takedown, let's go. Before going to save some college students in another side mission that had one of the most unfair fights up to this point, especially because of the brutally hard difficulty I was playing this on. What is what? F off! No. F you. That was hard for no fucking reason. Schooled. God, at least we got a trophy for that. With that done, I had just one side mission left. And after finishing it, got the trophy Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. Jumping back into the story again afterwards, we would need to find a professor at a Halloween party. But after Lee beat us to it first, we witnessed firsthand just how insane his powers actually are.
You recently began working with someone at an Oscorp lab. Tell me his name.
Show's over, Lee. Apparently the show's not over.
His name, Dr. Morgan Michaels. Thank you.
No. Oh my God, dude. That's a little dark. He would of course escape after that, but not for long, because later we would find him again and chase him through the streets of New York, one of the most epic set pieces ever, as we try to rescue the doctor in charge of the Devil's Breath experiment that Lee was after to get revenge on Norman Osborn.
Put on the mask. Become one of us. Thanks, but no thanks. One way or the other, you will join me. The shadows are sworn to me, and I give them strength. What? You can come back to the light. No!
Later in the story, we would have to find the Devil's Breath, which Lee unfortunately grabbed, and would have to play as MJ again for what might have been the 5th time now. And at this point, I was clearly over it. Why is there so many of these? Examine Oscorp displays. My God, bro. I am playing as Mary Jane Watson looking at fucking displays in a Spider-Man game. What are we doing? Once in control of Spider-Man again after defusing the bomb, we would wipe out the remaining demons here before finally cornering Lee in a subway train and taking him head on.
You're sick. Let me help you, Mark.
Oh my God, bro.
I don't want to hurt you. Nothing can hurt me. Not anymore.
There we go. That hurts you. With Lee, aka Mr. Negative, finally locked up, we went to go check on Otto, who's been hard at work on a new pair of robot arms and neural interface, where against Peter's wishes, he slots the corrupted chip back in, and that will of course not end well.
You have no idea what you're in for.
Then moments later, we get picked up by Yuri and learn that somehow all the prisoners in Raft escaped after a coordinated attack. So we immediately headed over, and after putting down all the prisoners we possibly could and unlocking another trophy for reaching a 100-hit combo, things would get a lot worse for Spider-Man.
How do you like my new suit? Dashing. Where'd you get it? It's an exclusive club.
Dude.
Remember, he said not to kill him.
Good idea. In fact, we don't have to do this at all if you don't want to.
We definitely want to.
Where's number 6? There he is.
First and final warning.
Stay out of our way.
Sheesh. It's crazy, man. The 6 assemble. Oh no.
All these years. All these lies.
It's over, Norman.
Time to give them the truth.
Oh god. I forgot all this, man. That's not good. After barely surviving that, we had to start cleaning up this mess with all the supervillains now free and most of New York infected by the Devil's Breath. But first, I started knocking out some more side stuff, and after clearing out another base, got the trophy grinding all the way for maxing out one benchmark type, along with the trophy the scientific method for crafting my first upgrade, and a ninja for getting spectacular or better on a Taskmaster stealth challenge. With all that done, it was now time to take down the Sinister Six, starting first with Electro and Vulture. Let's go! There it is, grounded! Let's go, defeat Electro and Vulture, followed by Scorpion and Rhino.
I won't tell anybody.
Please be done. Finally. My god, bro.
Do you know what Octavius will do if he finds out you failed? I failed? Yes, you freak show!
Let him fight. Perfect.
A little more together time might help you boys learn to play nice.
Sting and smash. Let's go, baby. Defeat Scorpion and Rhino. And finally, Mr. Negative for the second time. Come on, please be it. Thank you. Staying positive. Let's go, baby. The only person left now was Doc Ock, but he wasted no time in finding us first instead. No! Bro, my god, bro, holy shit. Damn. Whooped my shit up. Look at that blood, dude.
Hey, take it easy.
Where's May?
They say she could go at any moment.
Oh, this part's gonna tear me apart again.
No, that's not it. Maybe it's this one. No.
Bruised, bloodied, and defeated at this point, we had to find a way to bring down Otto. So we stopped by the lab where Peter would craft a new suit in record time, and immediately headed to where Norman Osborn was being held hostage for our final showdown against Doc Ock.
Gotta move.
Get that shit off. There you go. Break it. Break it.
Such a disappointment. Parker. I tried to warn you, Peter, but you didn't listen. You knew. I won't let you win.
Damn. So he was just playing stupid the whole time.
Too much to me. Not more than it means to me.
Oh! This is so epic, dude. I'm sorry. This is so good.
You look tired, Parker. Not tired. Just hurt. If you want to change the world, you have to be the kind of man who can make the hardest decisions. I couldn't agree more.
Ugh. With Doc Ock down and the antivirus in hand, we headed back to Feast where we would get the bad news that there wasn't enough to cure both Aunt May right now and produce enough afterwards to cure everyone else, leaving Peter with the most difficult choice of his life.
You're gonna be okay, ma'am. I've got the cure right here.
Take off your mask. I want to see my nephew.
This is gonna crush me again.
You knew?
I've known for a while.
I never wanted you to worry.
I did. And I am so proud of you. And Ben would be too.
I don't know what to do.
Yes, you do.
Every time, man. With the story complete, all of New York cured of the virus, and the big reveal that Miles now has powers too after getting bitten earlier, we got the trophy endgame for completing Act 3, followed quickly by the trophy Superior Spider-Man after maxing out all skills. And I was now free to go for every other trophy left in the base game for finishing every single activity. So I got to work starting with the enemy camps and unlocked the trophies back in the Slammer for taking down every prisoner base, all of the Kingsmen for taking down every Fisk hideout, Inner Sanctuary for taking down every demon warehouse, and finally Mercenary Tactics for shutting down every Sable outpost. Yo, Mercenary Tactics, take down each Sable outpost. Let's go. I then started wrapping up everything else like R&D for completing all of Harry Osborn's research stations, sightseeing for taking a photograph of every single landmark throughout New York City, Pigeon Hunter for finding and catching all of Howard's pigeons, Backpacker for finding all 50 of Peter's old backpacks, Cat Prince for tracking down Black Cat, and finally the big one, Challenge Finder for completing all of Taskmaster's challenges, which also meant we could finally take on Taskmaster himself. Bye. Ooh. Is that it? I just fell off the building. Master of Masters, let's go. All I had left to do now for Platinum was 100% the entire game and a bunch of miscellaneous trophies, including Overdrive for taking down 10 vehicles, Sticky and Tricky for chaining 4 tricks together in the air before landing on the ground, Spider-Man About Town for greeting 10 citizens, with Great Power for visiting Uncle Ben's grave, rest in peace, Hero for Hire for perching atop Avengers Tower, Snappy Dresser for wearing 5 new Spider-Man suits, a suit for all seasons for purchasing every suit, Science for the win for crafting 15 gadget upgrades, Full Arsenal for maxing out all upgrades, and finally Hug It Out for knocking together 10 pairs of enemies with trip mines. Let's go! With all that done, I started working on the grindiest trophies in the entire game, which required me to complete faction crimes all over New York, with most districts having 20 crimes each. This meant there were nearly 200 I had to do total, and a grind that would take me almost 7 hours to finally get done. But doing so got me the last few trophies I needed, including Neighborhood Watch for completing all faction crimes in one district, I Heart Manhattan for 100% completing all districts, and of course, Be greater. Let's go. Spider-Man 1 is in the bag. Now, before moving on to our next game, Spider-Man Miles Morales, I went ahead and knocked out all 3 of the City That Never Sleeps DLCs. The story here was all centered around Hammerhead and his mob moving into New York and taking it over while getting rid of rival gangs and wreaking havoc all over town, which all eventually led to this moment where Yuri lost control and her job.
Time we met, you said something about fear. How do you feel now?
Just barely.
Do it. Oh! Oh, shit. What a cliffhanger. Then in the last chapter here, we would finally take down Hammerhead for good after he somehow got resurrected and became a cyborg thanks to some help from Silver Sable. And with that, the story was a wrap. So I knocked out every new side mission, collectible, base, and crime that was added to all 3 DLCs. And doing this alongside running the main story back on ultimate difficulty and completing a base without taking any damage got me the last 24 trophies I needed to 100% Marvel Spider-Man for good. Spider-Man 1 is finally done. Main story, heist, turf war, silver lining, all wrapped. Now it's time for Miles Morales. With Spider-Man Remastered a wrap, I immediately got to work on the next entry in the series, Spider-Man Miles Morales, on its spectacular difficulty, which, as the name of the game suggests, follows Miles this time around and his journey to become the next Spider-Man. The story here hits the ground running, literally, as we chase Rhino throughout the city before jumping on him and quickly getting our first trophies of the game, like a Rhino in China Shop for barreling through every obstacle, and Rhino Rodeo for riding Rhino through the entire mall. Then, as Spider-Man jumps in to help, we crash into a flammable tank and have to take on a mob of enemies afterwards, where I shockingly got the first combat trophy of the game for reaching a 100-hit combo, before taking Rhino on in our first boss fight of the game, where Miles discovers his awesome new powers. Boom! Venom punch! Oh my god, it's so good. With Rhino down, we were then introduced to Simon Krieger, who is the major villain of this game, though we didn't realize it at the time, leaving the area afterwards and getting the news from Peter that he was going on a trip to Europe before giving Miles a gift and leaving the city in his hands. We then went to go open the gift with Miles' best friend Genki, which turned out to be a new suit, and I was excited until seeing how hideous this new fit actually was. Like, seriously, all those amazing suits Peter made for himself in the first game, and this was the best he could do for Miles? On the bright side though, at least we got our next trophy for it. From there, I took on the first of many Spidey challenges, which, like the first game, would require us to do numerous combat, stealth, and traversal related tasks, and were honestly the toughest part of this platinum for me. But after wrapping up this first one here, got the trophy Punching Pixels. And with that done, I earned just enough activity tokens to craft my first suit mod, which got me another trophy. We later got home that night and reunited with Miles' old friend Finn, who would be important to the story later in the game, before enjoying Christmas dinner with her, Genki, and Miles' mother, who was currently running for mayor. The next day, we would go out and help Miles' uncle Aaron, unlocking our next trophy after getting his trains running again, before he somehow picked up on Miles' true identity. But luckily, he just wanted to help, so we'll see a lot more from him in a bit. Later that night, we went to Miles' mom's rally in Harlem before it quickly got interrupted by the new gang here in New York, the Underground, and their leader, the Tinkerer. We then took out all the thugs here and immediately headed to the bridge afterwards to confront the Tinkerer face to face, before witnessing an unexpected reveal.
Destabilizing it. Get down!
Here goes the bridge. Hanging by a thread. Let's go.
No! No, I'm not your enemy.
Here we go.
What the hell? Where'd he go?
After going through all that, Miles decided to reinvent himself, and with that, we finally got some new drip to replace the ugly ass suit from earlier. Later, taking on our next combat challenge and getting enough activity coins to craft my first visor mod, which unlocked the trophy Look with Better Eyes. I then picked up the story again as we snuck into a Roxxon base before getting stopped by the Prowler, who we discovered was Miles' Uncle Aaron. He then helps us find Finn's old phone, where we learn the truth behind why she's doing this, and it was basically to avenge her brother, who died because of Roxxon and the new energy source they were working on. With that last story mission done, we escaped the facility with Prowler's help and unlocked our next story trophy, before linking back up with Finn as Miles and tricking her into thinking we actually wanted to join her cause. Later coming back to the base as Spider-Man and grabbing the next two combat trophies here after learning the ability Venom Dash. Yeah, there we go, from downtown. Followed by our next story trophy after wrapping that mission up a short time later. Then while on the next story mission, I got the first two stealth trophies for performing 25 wall takedowns and 100 stealth takedowns in total, until eventually running into Finn yet again.
I just want to talk. How about we use our words? How about you stop being so flingy? Why does she invent death wheels?
Give me one good reason not to end you.
My mom would be very upset.
Miles?
Can we just...
You two on the roof! Freeze!
Another trophy, let's go! From here, I took on a few side missions that had opened up, including one where we had to stop one of Kingpin's operations, and doing this got us a sweet new outfit and our next trophy. At this point in the Platinum Hunt, I just started map clearing as I had almost everything unlocked on the map at this point. Doing this unlocked me the trophies Crime Master for completing all bonus objectives for every crime type, Launch, Swing, and Dive for getting spectacular or better in a traversal challenge, Dodging Light for getting spectacular or better on a stealth challenge, and Spider Training Complete for completing all challenges once, which unlocked the final test and another boss fight for me to tackle. Let's go, Pete's first villain. With all the challenges done, I started seeking out all the collectibles, and luckily there weren't a lot. So within an hour or two, I got the trophies 5-star review for completing all app requests, Urban Explorers for finding every time capsule, Salvager for finding every underground cache, Deep Cuts for finding every one of Uncle Aaron's sounds, and the very random trophy I'm on a boat for jumping onto this random boat. Yo, I'm on a boat! What the heck? At the derelict boat in southern Chinatown. Okay, just a random trophy. Before unlocking a few more combat related trophies, including Trapped for defeating 50 enemies with a remote mine gadget, Invisible Spider for defeating 50 enemies while camouflaged, From the Rafters for performing 25 ceiling takedowns, Overcharge for defeating 100 enemies with venom attacks, and finally 3 more trophies here for taking down all the very frustrating enemy bases. Just skip pot shots, man. I'm trying to fight. They're just getting easy pot shots on me. Ah, see, dude, like, come on, I can't even move. Get out of here. Hey, underground undone. Oh my god, we're done with these finally, dude. With the last one getting me 2 trophies back to back because I also completed it without getting spotted a single time. Doing all that grinding also got me a ton of tokens that I quickly used to craft the 10 upgrades I needed for yet another trophy. From there, I jumped back into the story where we met up with Finn, seemingly making peace with her until getting caught by Rhino and the rest of Simon's men. But thanks to another new ability, Miles was able to break free and we started making our escape with Finn, where moments later we would eavesdrop on the Prowler as Miles realized that his uncle set us up. We then pushed on some more until running into Rhino yet again for the last time. I'm gonna take a ride. There we go. Hey, exploding bulldozer. Finally, defeat Roxxon Rhino.
Krieger told me how your brother died. He also told me it was your fault.
No!
Go to hell.
Finn! What the hell? Screwed up the bridge! Destroyed my lab! Got me kidnapped!
Come near me again. I'll kill you.
With Finn and Miles' relationship now completely in shambles, we had to go stop her before she blew up all of Harlem, but got captured on the way there by the Prowler, later breaking out of his electric cage and taking him down, unlocking our next trophy, family drama. From there, we headed straight for the Oscorp Science Center, along the way experiencing a flashback and unlocking another 2 trophies, one for beating Finn at this rocket minigame and another once the flashback was over. Once done there, we headed down to confront Finn once and for all, with the fate of Harlem hanging in the balance. There you go.
I don't want to fight. We'll talk. After I disable the reactor. Finn, look! The reactor's still going critical. Soon we won't be able to stop it. No! I am not running away again! Right.
Please be over. Please be over. I can't remember if she dies or not. It's been so long since I played this, but I hope she does.
What are you...
It's okay. You can't just let go. Let go.
get out of here, kid. We'll take care of them.
Who is he?
That guy? He's our Spider-Man.
Let's go. Ultimate sacrifice. All that was left to do now for our second platinum was a new game plus run and a bunch of miscellaneous trophies. So I worked on those first and got the trophies socially acceptable after scrolling through the social feed, memory lane for collecting all postcards, which by the way also got me the trophy a new home for 100% completing all districts, best fries in town after visiting Stan Lee's statue, rest in peace, JJJ would be proud after messing around in photo mode, and finally never give up after visiting Miles' dad's grave. I was now just 3 trophies away from platinum, with each one being tied to New Game Plus. So I quickly started up a new save and got to work. And after 3.5 hours, unlocked the trophies ready for anything for purchasing all suits, just the beginning for unlocking all skills, and finally plus plus for beating the game on New Game Plus. Plus plus, which means be yourself. Platinum number 2, Spider-Man Miles Morales is done. And just like that, it was time for the final game of this trilogy video, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, which for the first time ever had us play as both Spider-Man in the same game, each with their own skill trees, side missions, and activities that I would have to complete in order to get platinum here. And just like the first 2 games, I was also going to be playing this one on the hardest difficulty, Spectacular. The story here kicks off as Sandman loses control and starts to destroy New York, which leads to one of the most visually stunning boss fights in the entire series. God, this is so good. Wow, dude. After locking Sandman up and getting introduced to this game's big bad, Kraven the Hunter, we got our first trophy. And from there, would work on cleaning up the entire city after the mess he just made, which included knocking out both the first Sandman memory and the first photo spot. And with the tech parts I got from doing those, got the next trophy after buying and equipping a new suit style. Now with a few activities done and in the bag, I mainlined the story for the next few hours in order to unlock all the other side activities in the game, which brought us to the moment where Peter and MJ reunited with their long-lost friend Harry Osborn, who was just cured of his very serious illness. Then after taking a trip through memory lane with Harry, the stakes were set later when the most notorious villains from the last 2 games were suddenly captured by Kraven.
Spider-Man, let him go!
It's crazy, bro.
Spider-Man, I need your help!
We later learned that Kraven was capturing these villains in order to hunt them down as prey when a short time later he game-ended Scorpion, with his next target being Tombstone, who he ran into at the local fair before he too was captured by Kraven's men. And it's here we discovered Harry's new abilities as a result of the treatment he got from his father.
Things coming out of you. Dr. Connors said it's some kind of self-learning exosuit, but I had no idea it could. We both have superpowers. Just think about all the stuff we could do to heal the world. Sorry. I still gotta figure out how this thing works.
We would then go on to find where Kraven was keeping Tombstone together with Harry and save him, before stumbling onto one of Kraven's bases as MJ after she learned where they were keeping Dr. Connors, who was kidnapped earlier in the story. And yeah, you already know I completely lost it here. You know what this means? Another MJ mission, because in a game with now 2 Spider-Man and Venom, This is exactly who we want to play as, right, Insomniac? We would eventually find Connors and free him, but unfortunately, Kraven would catch MJ in the act. Luckily, Peter and Harry came just in time to save her, but sadly, it was too late. Because shortly after losing the cure, Peter would face off against Kraven for the first time and tragically die. Oh.
Not as venomous as they say.
Get up! Harry!
Pete, come on, this is nothing. Remember in 5th grade when you... No. No. You gotta stay awake, buddy.
Pete!
And here we go. I'll be taking that off your hands now, good sir. My favorite part.
What happened?
Oh god, I missed this. My favorite gameplay of the whole fucking trilogy, man.
MJ, I'm on my way.
A new suit, let's go. Man, it's been a minute since I got a trophy. They're a lot slower on this one. With a wicked new suit and our next trophy in hand, we will later find Kraven again and grab the lizard's cure from him before escaping. And we're now just waiting on word of Dr. Connor's location. In the meantime, I started knocking out a ton of side activities all over the map, as most of them at this point were finally available. Unlocking the trophies, My Community for wrapping up the musical museum side quest, Seek and Destroy for completing all Hunter bases, Brooklyn Pride after receiving a gift as Miles for finishing all the Brooklyn's Visions quests, including one for probably the most annoying character in any video game.
Oh, maybe you should call yourself the Great Electric Spider.
Thanks. I like Spider-Man just fine.
New York, New York for completing all photo ops, Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man for completing all FNSM requests, Grains of Sand after knocking out every single Sandman memory, co-signing after finding the last Prowler stash, Data Collector after finding the Chameleon's hideout, Behind the Masks for rescuing Mysterio after completing all of his challenges, and finally a new adventure for helping our old friend Howard from the other 2 Spider-Man games, where we had to find a new home for his pigeons, which of course ended with me crying like a baby.
I worked in that factory for 20 years. Laid off. Lost my purpose for a while. And then when my wife passed, lost my heart too. But my birds, they taught me how to fly again. I need your help, Spider-Man. I'm finally going on an adventure. But I want to set my birds free first. Can you take them up north for me? It's their time.
Okay, this is it. Your new home. Pidgey, you're in charge. Oh no. Howard?
Oh, hey, Spider-Man.
Hey, sorry. Friend of mine.
Take all the time you need. If it helps, it looked like he was at peace.
He was. He's finally on that adventure with his wife.
A new adventure. God, that's crushed me, dude. Oh my God, Howard. Oh God. That hit me right in the feels, man. While doing all that, I also unlocked a few combat and miscellaneous trophies, including Splat for botching a trick and falling to the floor, Surge for using symbiote abilities 25 times during symbiote surge, Slackline for getting 25 stealth takedowns from the web line, and Resourceful for collecting 10,000 tech parts total, which I was able to turn around and use to get the last of my suit tech upgrades for the trophy fully loaded. With all that done, I continued the story again where we would finally locate Dr. Connors, but we weren't the only ones, when moments later the Hunters also showed up in what became an epic chase sequence. So cool.
Time to go boom, boys! No! Spider-Man has got defenses!
Just fucking tosses him.
Let's go, man, before he gets too far.
No, he's mine.
You sure? He's got big teeth.
So do I.
He's not normally like that, right?
No, he's never like that.
It was clear at this point that the suit was affecting Peter somehow, but we pushed on anyway until finally cornering Connors and putting him down, before administering the cure and bringing him back to his lab, where we learned about the origin of this symbiote suit. But it didn't end well after the doctor told Peter to destroy it.
Destroy us? You said it chose me, Doc. It makes me a better Spider-Man.
With that story mission done, we got our next trophy, medicine, before heading back home and getting hunted down by Kraven's men again, which resulted in another just exhilarating MJ section, but even more importantly, the symbiote controlling Peter, who became an absolute monster, turning on MJ completely and causing Miles to get captured by Kraven. We then woke up the next morning with Peter having no idea what just happened, and later headed to meet up with Harry as the relationship between them shattered.
You're not yourself. That suit is changing you.
Suit is the only reason I'm still alive.
Yeah, it's pretty great, isn't it?
Why don't you pop some more pills and say what you really feel?
Hey, don't.
I'm busting my ass out there trying to save you, and this is what I get?
I said don't.
Truth is, I'm the hero here, not you.
From there, we would pick up the story again as Miles and break out of his cage, later running into his arch nemesis Mr. Negative in a multiple phase boss fight that would result in us getting 2 more trophies. Overdrive for using the new ability Reverse Flux to pull 6 or more enemies in at once, and the story trophy Another Way after sending Lee out to go find Peter and give him Kraven's location. We headed straight to Kraven's mansion afterwards and would finally take him on in what ended up being the hardest boss fight in this entire trilogy. Dude, these dogs are annoying, man. I thought you wanted somebody who could beat you. You really wanted to beat in an unfair way?
I'll show you what I can do.
This is unfair! Like, come on, man! 1v1 me! What are we doing here? Why do you puss out and call your dogs on me? Do you know who I am? You're done!
But you still hold back. Kill or be killed. Stop!
Fucking weirdo, bro.
It's just me.
Come on. Gotta dodge those. Gotta get that timing down, man. Ah, God. Give me that. Give me that. Let's go, baby.
I know you're hurting, Pete, but you're better than this.
I know, but no.
All right, another phase, I guess. There we go. I was ready for that one. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Oh, I don't want to get rid of this. The Great Hunt. Let's go. With Peter finally himself again, I went out to find the last few spider bots and turn them in for the trophy Funky Wireless Protocols before heading to Oscorp to give Dr. Connors the symbiote back until Harry intercepted us.
We've got to destroy it. Connor said it was...
I saved your life. You won't save mine? Do you want me to die?
There he is. There we go. This is gonna be so satisfying. Oh. Leave us alone. Let's go. With New York in complete shambles now, we had to stop Venom before his symbiote spread even more. So I immediately got to work on all the new nests that popped up around town, and in the process got another trophy, Armed and Dangerous, for defeating 100 enemies using spider arm abilities, and to the max for fully upgrading all my gadgets, before taking on the last For the Flame side mission for the trophy Crimson Hour, which saw Cletus Cassidy get his hands on a symbiote, clearly teasing Carnage for a future DLC, the leaked Venom game, or maybe even Spider-Man 3. I continued the story from there and took down a symbiote version of MJ, which was really satisfying after all of her boring ass missions. Doing this got us the trophy I Quit after saving her. Later, we headed down to Town Hall where we would get completely swarmed by this symbiote there, resulting in Peter getting infected yet again. So as Miles and together with Lee, we went into his mind and faced off against even more enemies here, unlocking a trophy for defeating 100 of them with evolved Venom abilities. Then after finding Peter and breaking him free, we would get the sick new anti-Venom suit and our next story trophy. With that done, the last symbiote nests were revealed on the map, which also happened to be the final side activity I had left to finish. And after taking down the last one, got 2 trophies back to back. Picking up the story for the last time, we would head to an underground lab where Venom would steal the meteorite, and we would learn that there was no coming back for him, as the only way to stop Venom and prevent all of this was to kill the host, aka Harry Osborn. So together with MJ, Miles, and his disgustingly ugly new suit featuring mom pants and tennis shoes, headed over to take down Venom once and for all in the dramatic conclusion to this trilogy.
Either way, Pete. We still have time? No, we don't. Let's heal the world, Pete. Together. Hospital.
With Harry now basically a vegetable, Peter seemingly retired, and Miles taking over the mantle of Spider-Man, we would get the trophy Heal the World. And after jumping back into the game once credits finished rolling, I got the trophy Amazing for reaching max level. From here, I went on to finish all the miscellaneous trophies I had left, which included Foundational for knocking out all the EMF missions, Home Run for rounding all the bases of the Big Apple Ballers Stadium, Hang 10 for performing 30 air tricks in a row without touching the ground, Soar for gliding from the financial district all all the way to Astoria using only the web wings, kitted out for purchasing every suit for Peter and Miles, just let go for finding Miles and Finn's science trophy, and finally once more with feeling for beating the game again on New Game Plus, which meant we only had one trophy left, so I ended this trilogy the best way I knew how.
Parker Luck's back with a vengeance.
You know what you do. Which means after all that grind, platinum, baby! All 3 Spider-Man games on spectacular difficulty are a wrap. Let's go. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to subscribe and leave a like for more. Don't forget to comment down below which game you want to see me platinum next, and let me know if you like this trilogy format along with what series you want to see me do in the future. Also, be sure to follow me on Twitter to stay in the loop between uploads, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you don't miss a single video. I'll catch you guys on the next one.